So basically what I'm looking at, what I would look at with anybody is really the vestibular. Now, a lot of people just look at people as being tight. I don't believe in tight. I believe if the body's being rigid in any way, that's the most relaxed, that's the best way they know how to be. So even just to sit in this position, you can see how the back wants to come this way versus that it wants to naturally twist. And again, this can be something most people would say, oh, well, why don't you face this or turn this? It should naturally want to occur in the system. And if it doesn't, that's where I say, what's that about? And I look to see, first of all, too, and I'm not looking to correct, but if you notice even in this position here, he's just much more right-hand dominant. And again, I'm not making a judgment, but especially here, if I go to just tilt the pelvis, and he's actually getting it quite quickly. But I'm doing it in a way, I don't want him to fall over, I don't want him to, but I'm looking to see how he takes that information. But basically, that to allow him to play and that it loosens up his pelvis at the same time, all I'm looking for is just, can he just tilt like this? You know, can he just do something like this? He should be, because if you can do this, then you can do this. And this is your extension when the pelvis tilts from here. If you're like this, just sitting, where's the hand's gonna go? Do you know what I mean? So, and again, when I say stuff like rigidity or things are being tight, again, by no means am I saying this is wrong. See, right here, you can really see how the back wants to guard, especially in this area. But I need to get the base of the spine in a better position for this to change. If I go right after what I think is the problem, I'm missing the whole conversation.
Weird.
But just from that now I can start tilting the pelvis. The track can make it 8, so that's a cross in the track. That's what we can do with it. So the same thing, so now I'm looking at not only this section of the back, but the whole rib cage and how it's taking that information. So I'll be looking at it just to pull it both this way towards me, away, which will, so the back would have to sway, but I'll also look at how the cage wants to turn in just various different ways. So, because I should be able to expand the rib cage here, but yet turn the upper torso up. And then I go back and sort of test, you know, by manipulating. Now, you can tell he's getting looser because how much the chair now wants to move. But, and again, I say that looser. Looser is just still not even a word that we use. It's more organized, but I go by simple scientific principles. It's a law of minimum physics. It goes back to the Tacoma Bridge and earthquakes and all of that. If I apply a certain amount of pressure or energy, I should be able to influence all the way down to his right ankle, or to his elbow, or to however I direct those principles. So if you're not influencing, again, these wheels, then there's something parasitic that's stopping that affects the movement, and that's what you go after. Even at this point, I think you'd really be surprised. It takes a really fine eye because of the changes, but just looking at the difference with how he's sitting just in the time that we've been doing it since when he first started. When you get a better, a more sensitive eye, you can really catch how like I said, I was going after that area and how it was gonna affect the changes with him. He's doing all the work today. I'm not doing a thing. It's allowing just that ease or conversation. See, now I can go in and I'm just lightly just rotating the thighs. So again, the pelvis can feel how the thigh can be so free while he moves. I mean, honestly, when he came, he grabbed onto me with Dear Life sitting in my lap. He really latched his feet in and he's doing, that's just the air conditioning. To me, the three functions, heartbeat, breathing, and balance, are what the brain subconsciously work on. And if those are affected, they now become conscious functions. And when you're consciously worried, if you have balance, breathing, or a heartbeat, you can't start a business, you can't run a company, you can't, you are just, you're a fragment of yourself. And I don't care if that's a munchkin or someone that's 92. I don't know if you can just see how nice that's just getting. And he enjoys it. But also what's starting to happen too is just, and believe it or not, that's also the jaw tension. So even just to sit in this position, you can see how the back wants to come this way versus that it wants to naturally twist. Mm-hmm. And again, this can be something most people would say, oh, well, why don't you face this or turn this? It should naturally want to occur in the system. And if it doesn't, that's where I say, what's that about? I don't know if you can just see how nice that's just getting. And he enjoys it.